You're live.
Oh, so who do you fight with?
No, federal law enforcement. So
The same
like,
thing.
there are places.
That's so long.
Well, he retired before then, but
Ooh.
enough years ago.
Oi.
It's mandatory.
Yeah, they need to change that. People are like getting healthier, but living longer.
He was happy with that.
He was like, yes, I'm fine with that.
That's enough pressure on me for that.
Like teachers, I wouldn't want to be a teacher now.
No.
Oh my good Lord, or a nurse. I'm telling you right now, the nurses are,
Ready to lose it.
there's a nurse, we have a couple that are patients, and one she says, you know what, I'm here for my back, I'm taking medical leave because I can't take this.
Yeah.
They're killing them. She said that there was nursing, the contract nurses, the travelers come in,
Yeah.
they're getting paid $150 an hour. And they're working next to the nurses at Broward Center that are getting paid whatever they're getting paid. But $150 an hour. Now, travelers, it's not that easy. I did traveling for a while. But she also got offered a job in Texas, $12,000 a week.
Wow.
But you're working like 6 12-hour shifts. Or not 6 12 hours, but 6 shifts. $12,000 a week. And she said if she went to Guam, she'd be making even more than that. But she said I'd be dead by the end of the whole thing. But $12,000 a week.
Yeah.
I'm like, let me pack your bag for you. Go get.
Oh my God. Well, they deserve it.
Absolutely. I wouldn't even. She posted a picture of herself, and her face was all bruised from the masks and she just looked like somebody had beat her with a big stick.
Yeah.
They're supposed to each be. She's in ICU. They're supposed to each have like 2 to 3 patients. She's like, they got 6
Oh,
because they're so short-staffed.
oh.
But hello out there in TV land. Yes, we're having a little conversation here at the beginning of class. We're international now, ladies. I'm telling you, Robin, you got to put your ankle up there, show your thing, and tell them what your website is.
Colorado isn't international, it's a state.
Well, there's people. I have people that watch from London, and I don't think they're there today. Shout out to my Brit friends. Right. It's 5 hours later, unless it's leap year, it's 6. They do 5+. So right now it's the afternoon. They're all deep in their tea by now. Tea time. So we're going to start in an easy seated position. So just close your eyes for a moment. Tilt your head side to side. Make little circles with your neck. Just get a feeling for the joints. Make sure this microphone thing is on. I always go through half the class and I say, I can't hear you. Then just shrug your shoulders. Bring it up to your ears and back. Just get a sense for the mobility of the shoulders. The mobility. Then reverse that circle. Just take your shoulders in an opposite circle. Just loosening things up. I am old and stiff. So before I start yoga classes, I like to move a little bit. So just close your eyes, tall seated position, back of your hands on the tops of your knees. Take a deep breath and inhale. Your lungs fill, the spine lengthens. As you exhale, just gently let your chin drop to your chest. We'll loosen up the neck a little bit. Just let the weight of your head draw your chin down towards your chest. You're not trying to push it harder or further. And breathe. Now on your next exhale, slowly let your right ear come to your right shoulder. If you want, you can push your left elbow down towards the floor. It gives an anchor to that stretch, a gentle stretch between the shoulder and the ear. Breathing deeply, exhaling slowly. Then let your head drop back. Your chin points up towards the sky. Feeling a gentle stretch down the front of your throat. And gently let your left ear drop to your left shoulder, pushing your right elbow gently down, just anchors that stretch, feeling it. Start to bring your awareness to the depth of your breath or the feeling of each and every pose. And then gently your chin drops down to your chest. As you inhale, let your arms begin to rise up, lift your chin to neutral, bring your arms above your head, interlace your fingers, and just bring them back and behind your head. We're going to take those stretches a little bit deeper. As you inhale, arch back, lift your chest, spread those elbows out so they're reaching to the back of the room. As you exhale, round forward, the weight of your arms drawing your chin a little closer to your chest. Let your elbows come together, your spine rounds. Inhale, take it up. Really spread those elbows apart so your chest opens. Exhale, round it forward. Inhale, take it up and back. Exhale, round it forward. One more full cycle. Take it up and back as you inhale. As you exhale, round it forward. Your next inhale, the chin comes to neutral, the arms shoot up to the sky, really lengthening. Try not to pinch your ears with your shoulder blade. As you exhale, take your right hand to your left knee, take your left hand to the floor behind you, push down into the floor and rotate. Looking over your left shoulder, if that doesn't bother your neck, push down into that back hand. It gives you space. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, see if you can rotate just a little further. No struggles and no strains here. Breathe. Close your eyes as you take one more deep inhale. Really feel the expansion of your lungs. One more really slow exhale as the air drains. Just see if you can rotate a little bit further. And then bring your chest and your trunk back to face the front. Inhaling, your arms rise up to the sky. We're going to take it to the opposite side. So your left hand comes to your right knee, your right hand comes to the floor, and you rotate towards your right. These rotation or twisting poses really help to clean out the kidney, the livers, the lymph system. So you're just assisting your body in the removal of toxins. Toxins are also commonly known as margaritas and beers, red wine. White wine is totally fine. That's not a toxin ever. The things you learn in yoga, huh? Pushing down, making space, inhaling, exhaling, trying to rotate just a little further. No struggles, no strains. Breathe. One more deep inhale here. One more slow exhale. And then turn to face the front again. We're going to inhale your arms up the length, reaching. As you exhale, just fold forward from your hips, trying to bring your forehead all the way to the ground. So you can have your hands palm facing down, or if you'd like a little bit more of a challenge, turn your arms so that your palms are facing up, and then gently push the back of your hands down to the floor. It releases a muscle in your side rib cage called your serratus anterior. So gently pushing the back of your hands down to the floor, trying to keep your hips down, breathing into your belly, feel the expansion of the rib cage out to the side and to the back. As you exhale, just see if you can relax that back or forward. If your palms are down, you can try acting as a suction cup. Your hands just gently pulling on the floor as if you were trying to drag yourself forward. It helps to pull your spine out of your sacrum. Take a deep breath into your belly. As you exhale, turn to face your left leg. So you'd be folded over your left leg, and you can do the same thing, palms up or palms down. With the palms down, just gently do a traction as if you were pulling yourself forward. If the palms are facing up, just gently push the back of your hands down to the floor. Feel the opening of that right rib cage as you take a deep inhale. As you exhale, melt. No struggles, no strains. A deep inhale to your belly. With the exhale, come back to the center. We're just loosening up our spine, it to open in all the directions that we'll use it. Breathing deeply, exhaling slowly. And then with your next exhale, bring your chest over to the right. So you're just folded over that right leg. No struggles and no strains. You may need to reposition or move. In order to get there, that's perfectly fine. Find the expression of each and every pose that you can hold with ease. Breathe. Take a deep inhale. With your exhale, bring yourself back to the center. Walk your hands back so they're resting one on top of each knee, and then gently push down into your hands to lift your spine. We're going to straighten out your left leg. We're going to bend your right knee. So your right knee is bent, your right foot is flat. The left leg is out straight and the toes are pulled back. You're trying to make that active. Sitting up on a block can help. So if you're sitting down on the floor and it makes your back feel like it's tight or strained, just sit up on a block or sit up on a pillow. Inhaling your arms up to the ceiling, lengthen. As you exhale, just fall halfway forward. Point your fingers to where the wall meets the ceiling. And then as you inhale, reach out through your fingertips to create space. As you exhale, let your hands fall to the bottom of your left foot or to your left ankle. Wherever they find themselves is perfectly fine. No struggles, no strains. Look down to your kneecap. Make sure it's pointed straight up and down, so it's pointed up to the sky. And then gently push the back of your left knee down into the floor. Feel the stretch. So if you'd like to progress this stretch, you can bind the pose by releasing your right hand, reaching forward, wrapping it around the outside of your right knee, tucking your fingers into the crease between your belly and that thigh. And then if you'd like, you can gently let that right leg drop out, just giving a deep stretch to the shoulder at the same time. No struggles, no strains. Breathing deeply, inhaling, exhaling, lengthening. No struggles, no strains. One more deep inhale here. Really expand, lengthening your spine. One more slow exhale, seeing if you can take it just a little deeper. If you've bound the pose, go ahead and release that, and then slowly bring yourself back up to a straight and tall spine, and just switch legs. Right leg is out straight. Left knee is bent and pulled in towards your chest. The toes are active on the right leg. Inhaling your arms up to the sky, lengthening your spine. Exhaling, falling halfway forward. Looking through your fingers, reaching to where the wall meets the ceiling to create space, and then letting your hands drop. Finding the bottom of your foot, finding your ankle, wherever it is fine. Check in with that right knee that it's pointed straight up to the ceiling, and then gently push down into the back of the knee to the floor. That just deactivates the hamstring and allows you to go a little further. Close your eyes and feel the stretch. Breathe. Breathe deep into your belly, exhaling slowly, rounding further forward if it's available to you. Stay here or bind the pose by releasing your left arm, reaching it forward as far as you can to create space, and then wrapping it around the outside of your left knee. Your fingers tuck into the crease between the thigh and the belly, and then let that arm drop out to the sides. No struggles, no strains. Close your eyes for a moment and just bring your attention to what it is you're feeling in this moment. If it feels like pain or struggling or strain, allow yourself to back out of the pose just gently. One more deep inhale here. One more slow exhale. If you've bound the pose, go ahead and release it. And then slowly bring your chest back up, spine straight. We're going to straighten both legs out. So make sure they're both active. The toes gently push into each other. The backs of the knees pushing down, inhaling both arms up to the ceiling, lengthening. As you exhale, fall forward, bringing your hands to the bottom of your feet or to your ankles or your calves, wherever they find themselves. Try to maintain that gentle downward pressure from the back of your knees. With each inhale, lengthen your spine. With each exhale, fall further forward if it's available to you. No struggles, no strains. Breathe. Find the areas that feel tight or restricted and imagine that you're expanding them with your breath. Exhale. Breathe. One more deep inhale here. One more slow exhale. And then gently begin to bring yourself up to a tall and straight spine. We're going to bend your left knee in towards your chest. We're going to grab the big toe of your left foot with the first two fingers of your left hand, or wrap a strap around the bottom of your foot. And as you exhale, straighten that left leg right up out in front of you. So your shoulder blade should be down and away from your ear. If you've got it up here, you're causing problems in the shoulder. It'll help you do this correctly, but it's not going to be good for your shoulder. Make sure you're squeezing this big quadricep muscle. Try and tighten it out so that you can get that leg out and straight. Take a deep inhale into your belly. As you exhale, take it out to the left and follow it with your chest, and then place it down to the floor. So you're in a bit of a wide angle stretch. Your right leg is pointed straight out in front of you, but you're turned to face your left leg. So you have a couple of options here. Well, actually, let's do it twice each way. We're going to inhale your arms so that they float up to the ceiling. Exhale, fall forward over that left leg and breathe. No struggles, no strains. Keeping the right leg active as well, pushing down gently into the back of your right knee to anchor your pose so that it keeps your right hip from lifting up off of the floor. Feel that stretch on the inside of that right thigh and in the back of your left hamstring. It's a great stretch. You're hitting two things at one. 2, 2, 2 for the price of one. One more inhale, lengthen your spine. As you exhale, fold further forward. And then slowly begin to release. We're going to take the back of your left hand and bring it to the inside of your left thigh. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, just slide the back of your hand down to the ankle. And then gently push the back of that left hand into the left ankle. We're going to take your right arm up to the ceiling and then bring it behind your back, turning your chest to face forward. So gentle pressure on the back of your left hand pushing into your left leg helps to open that rotation a little bit further without struggle and without strain. Breathing deeply. Exhaling. If you want to fold further forward, you can do that. But try to maintain that light pressure of the back of your left hand into that left ankle. Close your eyes and feel it. Try to get your right hip bone back down to the floor. It has a tendency to lift up, making it appear as you can go further, but not doing it in the best form. One more deep inhale here. One more slow exhale. Release your right arm, bring it back to meet your left, facing forward over that leg. Grabbing onto the big toe of the left foot with the first two fingers of your left hand, or you're putting your strap around it. Either way is fine. We're going to lift that leg up, shoulder down and away from your ear, bring it back to the center, bringing it down to the floor. Inhaling both arms to the ceiling, exhaling, folding forward. Now just take a moment to feel your left leg as compared to your right in this pose. Mine feels a whole lot more loose. So it's just something that you can take apart into individual pieces and then notice the difference when you compare it to the side you haven't worked on. So we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. The first two fingers of your right hand wrap around the big toe of your right foot, or you use your strap, and with an exhale, you bring that straight up. Squeezing that quadricep muscle, trying to make sure it doesn't roll out to the side. You should be looking at your kneecap, not the inside of your thigh. Take a deep exhale. Take it over and out to the right, and then place it down to the floor. Keep your chest facing that leg. Inhaling both arms up to the ceiling. Exhaling, folding over. Closing your eyes, finding the areas that feel tight or restricted, and breathing into them. Exhaling slowly. No struggles, no strains. Breathe. Make sure that your left leg is staying active, gently pushing down to anchor your pose. One more deep inhale, lengthens your spine. One more slow exhale, falls further forward if that's available to you. Breathe. And then slowly bring your chest back up, your spine straight. We're going to take the inside of your right hand, slide it down the inside of your right thigh to the ankle. Then take your left arm up to the ceiling, inhaling it up, bringing it behind your back like like a sailor's pose. And then just gently pushing the back of your right hand into your right ankle. Gently sliding it down further if that's available to you. The push of that hand into the ankle is what helps you open up your chest towards the front of the room, as opposed to down to the floor. Breathe. Close your eyes and find the areas that feel tight or restricted. Imagine that you're breathing into those areas. As you exhale, see if you can fold further forward without that left hip rising up off the ground. One more deep inhale here. One more slow exhale. And then release that left arm and bring it back to meet the right, folding forward over that right leg. Grabbing onto the big toe of that right foot with the first two fingers of your right hand. Take an exhale as you bring your chest up straight. Bring that leg up with it. Bring it back to the center. And then down. One more forward fold. Inhaling them up. Exhaling them, folding forward. So hopefully that opened up the hamstrings a little bit for you. A little bit of the adductors, the inside part of your thigh. Lengthen your spine with an inhale. With an exhale, fold gently further forward if it's available to you. Breathe. Slowly straightening your spine, bringing yourself back up to tall. Let's take a cobbler's pose for just a moment. So bringing in the palms of your feet together. So again, the goal here is to get your knees towards the floor. If it feels like your back is strained or rounded, sit up on a block. It really takes a lot of attention out. The whole idea of yoga is to move around the spine with ease. So you have a couple of options. You can keep your bottoms of your feet pressed together like this, or you can just turn them open like a book, looking at the palms of your feet, and then working towards getting your knees towards the floor. So you can just let your hands rest on your knees if you'd like. Close your eyes for a moment. Just feel that stretch on the internal adductors, the thighs. You can stay right where you are or begin to fold forward with an exhale, bringing your belly button towards your feet, trying to maintain that long spine. Each inhale lengthens. Each exhale folds further forward if it's available to you without struggle or strain. Breathe. No struggles, no strains. Take one more deep inhale here. With it, fill any area that feels tight or restricted with that breath. As you exhale, let it just melt. And then slowly, if you fold it forward, begin to bring yourself back up to a tall, straight, easy position. Bring your knees up and together, hugging them gently into your chest. Wrap your arms around them. Let your chin drop down to your chest. So this is modified child's pose. If we're ever in a child's pose, you can use this position as a modification. So a lot of times people say their knees hurt in child's pose. It's perfectly fine to do this. You're doing the exact same thing, but without all your body weight down on the knees. Breathe. Feel your belly press into your thighs as you inhale. Feel the rib cage expand out to the side as you exhale. Take a deep inhale. With an exhale, slowly bring your spine back up to straight, taking those knees back out into cobbler's pose. We're going to take your big toe of your left foot with the first two fingers of your left hand, or wrap the strap around it. Take a deep inhale. With an exhale, raise it up. Lift your shoulders. With an exhale, take it to the floor. The big toe side of your left foot comes to the floor. Your right foot's going to rest on top of your left thigh, and then you're going to turn to your right, pushing down into the floor with both hands to lengthen your spine with a deep inhale. With an exhale, either stay right here where you are or drop down to your elbows. Always find an expression of each and every pose that you can hold with ease. Stay right here, or with an exhale, drop all the way down to your chest. This is one of my favorite poses. It stretches so many different things that don't get stretched in a normal day. So if you're all the way down to the with your chest on the floor, the next thing you want to try is taking your right hand back, reaching out for that foot or the ankle and gently pulling it up towards your shoulder. Feel that just open with your next breath.
Expand it. And as you exhale, melt it. Breathing deeply. Exhaling slowly. One more deep inhale. Really see if you can find any area that feels tight or restricted. One more slow exhale. Allow the tension to melt or dissolve along with that breath. If you've bound the pose by holding onto your foot, go ahead and release it. Start to bring yourself up to your elbows. Use your arms to help you get up out of this pose. Don't try to lift. You've just stretched a muscle in your spine that we don't often stretch, which can sometimes lead to weakness. Let's take just a moment's cobbler's pose to find balance. Then grab the big toe of your right foot with the first two fingers of your right hand. With an exhale, you straighten it up. Shoulder down and away from your ear. Bring it to the floor. Big toe side on the floor. So your left foot rests on top of the right thigh. Lengthen your spine with an inhale. With an exhale, turn to your left. Pushing down into the floor to help create space. You inhale deeply, lengthening. Exhale, stay there or drop to your elbow. Find an expression of each and every pose you can hold with ease. Stay there or with an exhale, come all the way down to your chest. Breathe. Always try to bring your awareness back to what it is you feel with the stretch or the breath. Stay here, or if you'd like, you can bind the pose by reaching back with your left hand, finding that ankle and pulling it up towards your shoulder. And then feel that opening in that right rib cage. Really be conscious of your next breath. If you want it even more, straighten your right arm out as if you're reaching to the wall in front of you, so you get a real deep stretch all the way through that left rib cage. That right rib cage, sorry. Breathe. No struggles, no strains. One more deep inhale here. Really find the areas of tightness and expand them with your breath. As you exhale, slowly release. Release any tension, release any trying or effort, release any judgment. If you've bound the pose, go ahead and release it. Begin to bend your elbows, to use your arms to bring yourself back up to a tall, easy seated position in cobbler's pose. So this next one, you have a couple of options. You can either grab the big toe of your right foot with the first two fingers of your right hand, the big toe of your left foot with the first two fingers of your left hand, straightening your legs out one at a time. The other option is just to hold behind your knees. You can even leave your heels down if it feels like struggle or strain, but try to lengthen, try to lift your chest towards the sky. Lola, come here and show them how it's done. She wanders in when she feels like it. She's got that kind of contract. Lift your chest and breathe. Slowly bring your ankles back down, crossing them. Let's take one more modified child's pose, just bringing the elbows around the knees, drawing them together, dropping your chin to your chest, and breathing. No struggles, no strains. Slowly releasing your arms from around your knees. We're going to try and bring your arms out in front of you. We're going to try and rise from the floor without using your arms. I needed a little assistance. Oh, look, I cut my head off. Let's move this a little bit since we'll be standing for a moment or six. Oh, you okay, Lee? Well, far too old. You are not far too old. You're just perfectly the right age. Let me just adjust this camera a little bit. My cameraman's off this week. I know, it's hard getting good help these days. Really is. But anyway, so we're going to start by standing with your feet together towards the back of your mat. We're going to take your arms and stack them one on top of the other, or you can take it in reverse namaste, bringing the palms of your hands together and drawing them up your back. So first, just get your shoulders relaxed. Then take a deep inhale. As you exhale, lift your right knee from the floor.
Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, shoot that leg back. Now we're going to have both legs straight. So we're not going into a warrior pose just yet. We're going to have both legs straight. The right toes turned out just about 45-degree angle. So if you really want to work on your balance, walk your heels so that they're in the same line. Your left heel and your right heel are on the same line. Both legs are straight. Lengthen your spine, and with an exhale, slowly begin to bend forward. Stop when you just start to feel the stretch behind your left hamstring. And then we're going to do little adjustments. So we'll go further, but find the beginning of your stretch first. Now pull that left heel back and that left hip back and the right hip forward. Most of us have a tendency to start to twist. Take that twist in the opposite direction of what feels easy. Push the back of your knees to the room behind you. Lengthen your spine as you inhale. Fold further forward if it's available to you, without struggle and without strain. Breathing. Keep pulling that left hip back, that right hip forward. If you don't feel challenged here, it's because you're allowing that left hip to come forward. Pull it back and feel the strength of the pose along with the stretch. One more deep inhale here. One more slow exhale. And then slowly bring your chest back up. Walk your right foot forward to meet your left. If you've got stacked elbows, one on top of the other, just reverse the stack. That's perfectly fine. If you're in the reverse namaste, just take it the same way that you had it before. Starting with your knees underneath your hip, taking a deep inhale. Exhale, lift your left knee. Try to hold that balance for just a moment. If you can't do that, it's perfectly fine to have your big toe just gently touching down to the floor. Breathing. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, shoot that leg back, plant it, turn it out. Just 15 degrees. Heels line up, one in line with the other. So right now I feel like my chest is, I'm going to exaggerate, my chest is turned towards the right there. Try to turn it so that your chest is facing forward. Pull back into your right hip. Let your left hip come forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward till you feel that stretch right behind your right hamstring. Stop right there for a moment. Make the micro adjustment of pulling that right hip back, that left hip forward, and then lengthen your spine, reaching your head towards the wall in front of you. Exhaling, folding forward. Stop when you feel the next level of stretch and see if you can do that micro adjustment again. Pulling back with the right hip, forward with the left, pushing the back of your knees to the room behind you, and breathing. No struggles, no strains. One more deep inhale here. One more slow exhale. Then slowly bring yourself back up. Walk your left foot to meet your right foot, and then just drop your arms and let them shake out. Shake it, shake it, shake it. I'm having too much fun with the shakes. Let me just... I've got issues, people. I know you don't. This blinding light is blinding my 2 people watching us. I don't want to blind them. So we're going to do some warrior series, but we're going to go through sun salutations. So we're going to do one full sun salutation. The second sun salutation, we'll do a warrior series on one side. The third sun salutation, we'll do the warrior sun on the other side. Then we'll do 10 more sun salutations and 3 headstands. Ready, ready, ready. So your feet are underneath of your hips, right in line. Lift your toes and just spread them apart. Put them down. That gives you a little bit of a grip, a little bit better of a stance, weight bearing. So your palms are facing in towards your body. Take a deep inhale and lengthen, looking up, following your arms as you arch back to whatever feels comfortable for you. As you exhale, swan dive forward. If you have a bad back, make a bend in your knees. When your fingers or your hands touch the floor, then straighten your legs for the forward fold. Pushing the back of your knees to the room behind you, try to lift your sit bones towards the sky. That's just a micro adjustment, but you'll feel it. Take a deep inhale, lift your head and shoulders to a flat back. So you can put your hands on your thighs or your calves, whatever helps you. Reach your head towards the wall in front of you, and then as you exhale, you fall forward again.
As you inhale, step back with your right foot, step back with your left foot into plank. If plank is too much for you, drop to your knees. It's perfectly fine. If you have the creases of your elbows turned forward, you'll be locking your shoulders into a more safe position. Exhale, come to the floor in chaturanga. Your elbows next to your rib cage. Inhale to up dog or cobra, lifting your knees from the floor. Exhale back to the floor and back to down dog. In down dog, you want to look back. Make sure that your feet are about a fist width apart. You're pushing the knees to the room behind you. You're lifting your sit bones to the sky. Let your head just dangle and breathe. Look forward to your hands and either jump or step your feet to meet your hands. Straighten your legs for forward fold. Slowly rounding up one vertebra at a time. I like to leave my chin on my chest. Just let my head be the last thing that rises up, and then follow it. Your arms up to the sky, arching back, inhaling deeply. Follow a full exhale to the floor, so you're not rushing to get there. You're trying to move with your breath. Inhale, lift your head and shoulders to a flat back, reaching your head forward. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, step back with your left foot, step back with your right foot. Creases of your elbows forward, chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale to the floor and to down dog. Breathe. So you can rest right here, down dog, for just another moment or two. It's perfectly fine. Inhale your right leg up to the sky. Exhale, bring that right knee towards your chest and then plant your foot to the floor. Once your foot is flat on the floor, take your left foot and turn it out about 15 degrees, and then inhale your arms up to warrior one. So let's just loosen this knee a little bit here before we do this whole series. So inhale, straighten the right knee. Exhale, bend it. Inhale, straighten it. Exhale, bend it. One more time. Inhale, straighten it. And then exhale, find your warrior one. The back leg is straight, squeezing that back left muscle, looking up and between your hands, a small arch in the low back, breathing deeply in, feeling the strength of the pose. Take a deep inhale here. As you exhale, take it to warrior two. Your right hand reaches forward, your left hand reaches back. So you're feeling the stretch between your fingertips. Turn the palms of your hands up. Try to keep the creases of your elbows turned up and turn your palms down. Reaching in opposite directions. Feel the stretch. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, drop your left hand back. Your right arm comes up. Looking up to your right arm if it doesn't bother your neck. If it bothers your neck, just look wherever it's comfortable for your neck. As you breathe, feel the right rib cage expanding. As you exhale, bring your right elbow to your right knee. Take your left arm up and over. So you're trying to turn your chest down towards the floor. You're breathing deeply, reaching between the fingertips and where your little toes planted into the floor. Breathe. Take it back to warrior two. Take it back to warrior one. Let your hands drop down behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Inhale, lift your chin and your chest. Exhale, bring your chest towards your right thigh. No struggles, no strains. Let your hands drop down to frame your right foot. Step forward, lifting your left leg to the sky, a standing split. Pulled that one out of my hat. You weren't expecting it. Bring that left foot down to meet the right. Forward fold. Slowly rounding up one vertebra at a time. Chin on the chest till the spine is straight. Let's just shake it out before we go on to the next one. So reposition yourself, get the center of your mat, just shake your booty, shake your groove thing, shake your groove thing. We should do disco yoga one week. Inhale your arms up, arching it back. Exhale, follow your breath to the floor. Bend those knees if it bothers your back, and then straighten the legs once your fingertips touch the floor. Inhale. Lift the head and back to flat. Reach for the wall in front of with your head. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, step or jump back into plank. Exhale, lower to the floor in chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale to the floor and back to down dog. Breathe here for a moment. You can take child pose anytime you'd like. If these poses are positioned, there's no shame in listening to your body, doing what's right for you. Push the back of your knees to the wall behind you. Lift your sit bones towards the sky. Inhale your left leg up to the ceiling. Exhale, knee comes to the chest and then between the two hands, turning your right foot out about 15 degrees. With an inhale, take it to warrior one. Loosen that knee up a little bit. Inhale, straighten the left knee. Exhale, bend it. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale one more time, straightening. Exhale, find your warrior. So the back leg is strong and straight. The back right foot is turned out just a little bit. Breathe and feel the strength of the pose. Take it to warrior two, reaching in opposite directions. So you're stretching between your fingertips. Turn the palms up. Try to keep the creases of your elbows turned up and just turn the palms down. Breathing. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, the right hand comes back, the left arm goes up. Reach for the ceiling. Feel the breath as it enters that opening left rib cage. Inhale. Exhale, left elbow to left knee, right arm comes up and over, reaching for where the wall meets the ceiling. Turning your chest to face the wall in front of you. Feel the stretch. It feels like it's planted in the ground. Take it back to warrior two. Back to warrior one. Take your arms down and behind you. Interlace your fingertips. Reach for the floor. Lift your chin and your chest. And as you exhale, bring your chest to the thigh. Breathe. Let your hands drop to the floor to frame that left foot. Begin to shift all your weight to that left foot and straighten that left leg out. Lift that right leg up to the sky. Exactly. Bring the right foot down next to the left, forward fold. Slowly rounding up one vertebra at a time. Chin on your chest. Just let your hands come to heart center. Let's just stop and take a mountain pose for a moment. Bring the big toes together, the heels together. Drop your arms by your side, your palms facing forward. So you can make this a balance pose by closing your eyes, but if you don't feel safe, just keep your eyes open. Start by turning your thighs in towards each other as if you were trying to touch the front of your kneecaps together. Pull your belly to your spine and then slightly up. Inhale your shoulders up to your ears. Exhale them down and together, your chest puffed up proud towards the sky. Close your eyes if you want to make it a balance pose. And then check back in with your points of reference. The big toe, the little toe, the heel have equal weight. The thighs are rotated in towards each other. That's really hard to maintain, but it's really important for pelvic floor health. So it's a good one you can practice anywhere. Your belly pulled into your spine and up underneath the rib cage supports the lumbar spine with strength of a muscle. The shoulder blades pulled down and together helps to strengthen the shoulders as well as the low back. Those muscles actually connect down all the way to your hips. The balance part is if you close your eyes, you have no external thing to look at to focus and anchor. You'll notice that you sway a little bit. That's perfectly fine. Opening your eyes, bring your hands to heart center. Take a deep inhale. With an exhale, your left knee begins to rise from the floor. Bring your left hand to rest on your left knee and then take it out to the left. If you want to go next to a wall or a piece of equipment, that's perfectly fine. Find a spot that you can stare at. If you'd like, you can grab the big toe of your left foot and try to straighten that leg out. Some days you can, some days you can't. It's perfectly fine. That's okay. See, now you made me lose it. You didn't make me lose it. Woo! So just find the strength wherever it is, where you find a challenge. Some days it's going to be more of a challenge, some days it's going to be less. Bring that leg back to the front and then release it all the way down.
Bring your hands back into heart center. We'll do the same thing on the opposite side. So start by anchoring the toes of the foot. As you exhale, raise the knee. Then take that hand and take it to the knee and bring it out to the side. Extend the opposite arm. Find your spot to stare at. That's one of the best anchors to focus and attention. Whoa. Some days you're the bug, some days you're the windshield. I heard a new one. Some days you're the mess, some days you're the broom. Stay there, or grab the big toe, or use your strap, and try and straighten the leg out. Beautiful. Bring it back to the front. Just as I'm about to lose it. Hands to heart center. Let's separate your knees. We're going to go down to the floor through the squat. So if it feels like it's too much for your knees, just go ahead and lie down. We'll get there. Take a deep inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, bend the knees. Bring the elbows to the inside of your knees, and then try to walk your toes so that they're forward. And then try to lift your shoulders so you're not rounded forward. You're lifting, pushing into your palms. You can use a block in this position to support your pose. So if you feel like it's too much for your knees, put a block underneath of it. So just sit on the block. Have your hands there. You're getting the exact same pose, just without the ballisticness of it. Take your hands to the floor. Spread your fingertips apart. You bring it out in front of you. Slowly bend forward. A little bit of a bend in your elbows. Bring your forehead to that block, and then lift your feet. Once your feet are off the ground, try to lift your head off the block for your crow. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Slowly release your crow and bring yourself to long sitting. So your legs are out just in front of you, straight. The toes pulled back. The heels reaching forward. The hands come next to your side. Just push down lightly into your hands, lifting your hips from the ground. And then release. Do it again. Lift and just shake your hips a little bit. That is a traction on your lumbar spine. It helps to pull down, separate, and decompress. And then release. One more time. You can use your knuckles if having your palms down out is too much. Just shake and let that relax. So just drag down on your spine. It feels really good. Take your arms out in front of you, palms facing each other. Lift your spine. Pull your belly to your spine. And as you exhale, slowly try to lower yourself down one vertebra at a time. If you start to have pain, use your arms, use your elbows. Find whatever way you can get to the floor that doesn't cause pain. Once your back is flat, just let everything go dead for a moment. We're not quite ready to go to final relaxation, but we're getting there. So just give yourself a moment to melt. No struggles and no strains. Inhale your arms up to the ceiling. Fill your lungs to the bottom. As you exhale, let your arms fall to the floor behind you. Just reach back with your fingertips. Reach forward with your heel and feel the lengthening of your spine, decompressing. As you exhale, draw both knees into your chest. Let your arms float down to hold those knees. Let your shoulders relax. Let your jaw relax. And breathe. Just feel your belly press into your thighs. As you exhale, see if you can draw your knees in a little bit deeper. And then release your left arm down to the side, like a half of the letter T. So your right hand holds both knees. With an exhale, let both knees come over to your right. Just a little spinal. If your top knee, the left one, doesn't touch your right knee, just keep your right hand right on top of that left knee, gently pulling it down towards the right knee, just to meet it. They don't have to be jammed together. You're just trying to open the hip a little bit deeper. Breathe. Close your eyes for a moment. Find areas that feel tight or restricted, and imagine that you're expanding them with your breath. Imagine that as you exhale, it releases tightness, it releases restrictions, it releases toxins. One more deep inhale here.
With the exhale, slowly roll onto your back, bringing your knees back into your chest, hugging them in with both hands. And then releasing your right arm out to the side like half the letter T. With your next exhale, take both legs over to your left. You can turn your head to the right if it doesn't bother your neck. If that bothers your neck, just look straight up and down. And then close your eyes and try to find the most at ease version of this pose for your body, where there is no struggle, there is no strain, there's no worry in your brain about whether you're doing it correctly. You're just finding a stretch that feels good. Some might say delicious, although I have been scolded for doing so. Breathe. Take a deep inhale to your belly. As you exhale, come back to a flat back. Both hands holding both knees gently drawn into your chest. We'll release your left leg down to the floor. Release your right leg down to the floor to meet it. And we'll prepare for final relaxation. So in final relaxation, you want to be comfortable. If you would like to have a ball or something underneath of your knees, a pillow, go ahead and do that. Bring ease to your body. If you feel cold, grab yourself a blanket. Your arms are by your side. Your palms are turned gently up towards the ceiling. And I ask you to take a deep breath into your belly. As you exhale, see if you can begin to feel yourself melting into the floor, as if you were just releasing 10% of any tightness that you might find in your body. Take another deep breath into the very bottom of your lungs. As you exhale, just focus on the back side of your body where it touches the floor. See if you can release any tension you might find there, along with your breath. One more deep inhale. Really fill your lungs with air as deeply as you can. As you exhale, just let that air drizzle out of you. See if you can release the final amounts of tension that you might feel in your body. And then I'm going to ask you to just simply bring all of your awareness to the sensations you feel in the back of your body, where your heels lie on the floor, your low back touches, where your shoulders touch, where the backs of your hands, your awareness simply to the sensations you feel the back of your body. If your mind begins to wander or you become distracted, just gently bring it back to the weight of your body on the floor. And then slowly begin to shift your attention to the sensations you feel at the front. The coolness of the air on your skin, the way your clothes touch your body. Perhaps you begin to feel the pulse beating at the wrist, or you feel the air as it enters your nose. Just bring all of your awareness to any sensations you feel in the front of your body. Notice distractions, notice thoughts that enter your mind, but make the choice not to attach to them. And then we're going to try and bring our awareness to the entirety of your body at once, as if it was just one field
of sensation. Feel the front, feel the back. Feel the temperature of the skin, feel the weight of your body in the floor. If your mind becomes distracted, just gently bring it back with a choice. So the sensations you feel in the entirety of your body all at once. And then simply begin to release everything. Let your mind choose stillness. Anything that draws your attention from that stillness can be noticed, but don't give it a story. Don't give it a life. Give it freedom and release it, choosing to bring your mind back to stillness. You start to bring awareness back to your body and to this moment by just starting with your fingers and your toes, just wiggling them gently, feeling the joints as they move. Curl your fingers in and expand them out. Wiggle them back and forth and just notice the sensations you feel at your fingers and your toes. And spread your toes apart, spread your fingers apart, and feel the sensations of the space between the fingers, the space between the toes. Curl your fingers into a fist, curl your toes under, and feel the skin as it stretches over your knuckles, as it stretches over the tops of your feet. And then just gently let your feet and your hands relax. Let your head begin to rock from side to side gently on the floor. Just feeling the motion, waking up the sensations of the muscles and spine. Then let your head come back to whatever is a comfortable position for you. On your next inhale, let your arms rise up towards the ceiling. As you empty your lungs, let your arms fall to the floor behind you. As you inhale, reach back with your fingers, reach forward with your heels, and just feel that stretch lengthening along your body like a really good yawn first thing in the morning. Take another deep inhale, fill your belly with air, feel it expand, and as you exhale, draw your knees into your chest, let your arms float down to hug your knees, and then gently just rock from side to side, bringing awareness to the sensations around your spine. When you're ready, you can roll onto your right side, lying there in a fetal position for another minute or two as you take awareness of another full breath cycle. Support your head with your hands or slide a block underneath your head to keep a neutral neck. Be aware of the sensation of the breath as it enters your body, expanding your lungs, expanding your belly, and then bring your awareness to the exhale. Feel the warmth of the air as it exits your body. And then when you're ready, just push yourself up to an easy seated position. Easy seated position is anyone where you're and at ease. I like to sit up on a block. I just find it to be much more comfortable. My spine stays straight when I'm down, but it's looking for ease. Take a deep inhale, lengthen your spine. As you exhale, see if you can hold that tall and lengthened posture with ease. Another deep inhale lengthens the spine. As you exhale, bring your hands into heart center. Drop your chin gently down towards your chest. You guys have done a wonderful job. Namaste. Have a wonderful day.
Outstanding.
I'm so glad you guys made it. And to all you, oh, superlative. I like that. Bye-bye. If anybody's looking for something interesting to do in the coming weeks, I don't think it's a rapid thing that you have to do quickly. But last weekend, we went to this event called Blue Miami or Super Blue Miami. And it is the coolest thing. It's inside, it's down in Miami. It's over by Jackson Memorial, but it's inside this giant warehouse. It's part of a museum. And there was two experiences. One, it was a separate ticket, but it was in the same room. This was called the Cloud Experience. And you had to put on a poncho and covers for your shoes. And you went in and it was this foam, but it was the consistency of a cloud. They had it was so light that they had little spritz of water, like mist, that would hold it down. But you could walk through it and it was lit. And you get lost in this foam, but you could throw it up and it would float and it was so cool. And then you joined the rest of the people. And let me show you on my phone because this is hard to describe. You go into this giant room that is bathed in light, but it's black walls and it looks like a waterfall of light. So this is, yeah. Well, the funniest thing, this little old lady patient of mine says to me, "Oh my, she goes, I haven't smoked pot since the 70s, but that seems like," and I'm like, "You didn't just." She's got pearls and she's got the cloth there. She looks like Mrs. Bieber.
Wow.
So this is the wall, that's the floor. And as you stand there, it changes. So let me show you.
That's
So it begins to sprout. And then those sprouts turn into flowers and it happens under your feet. See how it's spread, it's separating there? So you walk away, flowers start to grow. And then, this is a different room. I did this in bed. But these flowers are growing and they turn into those flowers. And then it all falls apart and it dies. And it's a cycle from death to birth of these flowers.
Wow.
But that's what the room looks like when it's flowers.
Wow.
That's just
And
like
one of the walls is
creating a piece of
mirrored.
art.
It's the whole thing is interactive art. And that's just one room. And then you walk into this maze of mirrors and lights. And you wander around this maze and it looks like it goes on forever and ever and ever. But there's interactive things there too. There's a water feature and you stand there and all of a sudden on the screen, you see this outline of a body that looks like you. It's all full of sparkles. And if you move, it moves and it just mimics you.
Wow.
But it was the coolest
What's
thing.
it called?
It's called Super Blue Miami.
And it's when there's a full moon?
No, it's
Oh,
it's
just
always
there.
there. It's
It's
called
always
Super-
there.
Well, I don't know how long always is, but it's
Yeah.
there now. We went to
How'd you
two
find
of
out
them.
about it? Wow.
Well, I went to not the Picasso one. They had another one that was
Van Gogh.
Impressionists, not the Van Gogh. They had one called the Impressionists, which was at the ZIF, and they broadcast the pictures onto the walls, but they were 3D. You had 3D glasses, and they moved like Renoir's ballerinas. The skirts were just undulating, and the Starry Night, the stars were moving, the clouds were moving. It was really cool. So I follow stuff like this. So
Yeah.
it was our 2-year anniversary. So Chris bought me Art Tech House Miami, which is on Miami Beach, which is similar. And I bought him this. We didn't know what we each did. And I said, we have to get up early Sunday and go to Miami. He goes, what'd you do? And then he goes, because we're going to Miami for my thing. I'm like, ooh. But his was Miami Beach and mine
Fun,
was Miami.
super blue. That would be
Super blue.
fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You know, and it's not that expensive. I think the extra cloud experience was a little bit more. Like it was $15 more. So I think it cost $100 for the two of us.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad for